Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Allotment of the Dead. So I thought I'd show you the new bit of ground that we were going to work on a while back. I think there was some footage in a video earlier on in the year where we were putting the fence up all the way around, kind of makeshift fence made with bits of old shed and things like that, and it's stood up, it's still standing. And the only other thing I've done on this plot, which is really good advice for those people starting off with a new plot, is to completely cover it. So what I ended up doing was I trimmed everything down to the ground as much as I could, and I covered it. And in the most of the areas, it's been fine. There is a few bits of weed that have kind of grown up through the gaps between the membranes and things like that. But the majority of the ground has been covered, and hopefully when we come to uncover it, I'm sure we're going to uncover little bits of it, because I don't want to leave bits of bramble and stuff in here, which is the only issue potentially with this. Let me show you. Okay, so that's blown down in the wind. It's still intact and we can still use that, and the barbecue just needs a bit of a hammerite, lick of paint, that sort of thing. So there's kind of bits of couch grass and stuff growing between the membrane, but the membrane itself is in pretty good nick. There is kind of bindweed and bramble growing over the top, but the good thing about having the membrane down is that bramble can't actually gain a purchase on the ground. You see, bramble, wherever it makes ground, it will root, and that strengthens the plant, and it makes a plant very, very difficult to get rid of. So this hopefully shouldn't be too difficult to get rid of. I mean, there is something under here because it's not flat to the ground, but hopefully when we start moving everything back, we should be okay. Now I'm going to plan on moving the wooden shed from over there over to this area here, just in front of these big water containers. A lot of work needed on this plot, but we'll take you with us as we do it. Should be okay. It's next to the turnaround plot, which it gets into a mess every year, so we need to kind of do something with this as an allotment site. Really, it's not just my job. Even though I'm the allotment secretary, it is a job really for the entirety of the plot holders on this plot, really, to do something with it. So we'll try and sort something out over this next year. And the metal shed, the door's fallen off, but I think we can still manage to do something with this. So this shed here has probably been here 30-40 years. It's been here a long time, so it'd be a shame at this point to pull it down and get rid of it, even though it's probably rusted and not particularly great. Good nick of paint again, get the hammerite out, job's a good one. So that's the plan for this area. We say the fence is pretty much stood up to everything that we've put in place. We just need to do a bit more for the rest of this plot to get it ship shape and parrot fashion, as they say. And hopefully we should have quite a few pumpkins and sweet corn on this plot, probably some tomatoes and things like that if I've got any of those still outstanding, but we'll see how that goes. Right, let me show you another area that we're going to be clearing. So see, the thing about using carpet as a cover, unfortunately you get things like dyes and stuff leaching out of it, and then it becomes a mess. So all of this needs to probably get taken away at some point. We will do that at some point as a plot site, because this is the communal plot really. People have kind of used it a bit of a dumping ground for those bits of carpet and stuff that we had delivered. The other area that I need to sort is this area here. So every year we get this issue potentially with the bramble. The good thing about bramble, and to some extent rose, so this is a nice climbing rose that is absolutely gorgeous every year. and there's bramble along this entire length of the boundary. So the good thing about having bramble as a boundary is that it actually protects the boundary from people getting in. There's no one on this earth they get over that particular boundary, but the only problem with bramble is that it can get out of control quite quickly. So that's kind of what's happened on this plot. This was our plot for quite a while, and unfortunately we didn't have a great deal of time to devote to this plot last year. So unfortunately, as you can see, bramble has taken over a bit here. So it's something we're going to need to cut back. Okay, so to that end, I decided to start chopping this back. Got my trusty pair of secateurs, and it is going through the bramble. The only problem is these gloves are absolutely awful. It's almost, in terms of bramble, it's almost like using no gloves at all, and you end up with little thorns going into you and all manner of issues. So it's almost like this particular company kind of knew the next job I was going to be doing. So a company called DLYGloves reached out to me and asked me whether I wanted to trial some of their gloves for them. So they very kindly sent me through some gloves. So DLYGloves. So they sent these through. Now these are supposed to be thorn proof. They're supposed to give you protection against all manner of sharp things, in some cases including kind of bites and things like that. But they are kind of gauntlet style, so I'm going to kind of pull my sleeves up a little bit to actually try these on. Now they feel quite good quality and they fit really well, actually. Quite good. Looks like they've got some things to tighten them up as well, so that's pretty good as well. Right, so let me just make sure I've got the secateurs to hand. Okay, these are going on really well. So they fit really well. Right, let's have another go at this. So I've already chopped a few with those other gloves and they were an absolute nightmare. Okay, so the secateurs doing really well with this. Oh, I think this bramble has gone to ground, which means it's taken root. Got to say though, these gloves are just the ticket. I'm handling the bramble quite almost as if it's just another branch of a tree or something like that. And so far, I can't feel anything gone through the gloves. The actual glove itself, really good quality by the looks of this. This is going to be a job and a half, but I think with these gloves, I think we should be okay. You're always a bit careful when you're dealing with bramble, in that you know ultimately in a fight you're going to lose. But so far, these gloves are absolutely brilliant. It is really actually quite good to have the extra protection in your arms. Before I was using the smaller gloves, I ended up stung with nettles and all manner of other things. Now, actually, we got some nettles down here. So, handful of nettles. Again, no problem for these gloves. Absolutely brilliant. So, these are definitely something I maybe should have thought about before, because this job is something that does come up quite often. Bramble, unfortunately, has a habit of growing back, but I think with these gloves, this job is going to be made a whole lot easier. The only thing I've got to worry about really is getting this in my eyes, or actually attacking me from behind. I could probably do with some leather trousers at the same time, the same thickness as this, but I've got to say I am impressed. So DLYGloves, I'm going to get on, carry on with this. Hopefully it should be light work now with these. So okay, so that's already looking better. The gloves, although I've christened them, they're not white anymore, but they're absolutely fantastic. So I think, to be honest with you, these gloves are almost making this job enjoyable. And I'm not a big fan of bramble. It's not a big fan of me. So gotta say, I'm impressed, really impressed with these. The quality, I think these will last a while as well. Yeah, thorns haven't got through these at all. I'm absolutely amazed. Okay, so standing here with a handful of bramble in my hand, something I could never do with those other gloves I was wearing, and I've got to say I am really impressed with the quality of these gloves. There is a few kind of scratches in the leather now. Hopefully, oh, there's actually a thorn trying to stick in there, but it's not. But yeah, the job here has been made a lot easier with these gloves. So I think I'm going to call it a day for today, and I'm going to resume again probably tomorrow after work and see if I can finish clearing the area here of bramble and nettles and all manner of other nasties that are in here. I just hope that the foxes aren't in here as well. So hopefully there'll be a link in my description to these gloves on Amazon, and hopefully you can get a pair and see if you fare as well as me with them. But I've got to say, I'm really impressed with these. They do come in a variety of different colours. They come in a variety of different sizes as well. So these are medium. I've been medium gloves for a long time now. But yeah, do yourself a favour, if you've got, especially if you've got a job of clearing bramble or something spiky, nettles even, if you've got a job like that, ideal. Do yourself a favour, get yourself a pair of these. Right, so this area hopefully will become an area of natural beauty. No, it's going to become an area hopefully we can use again. It's been heavily planted with strawberries last year. The fig tree and the apple trees here, the apple trees are absolutely looking gorgeous at the moment. So having that bramble in effect covering them has not been great for them. But yeah, this is going to be an absolute dream clearing this area now. So okay, we'll see you on the next video, guys. So all the best, take care, bye bye.